Hey everyone, hope you're doing really well. We have to be living in the most exciting time in all of human history, bar none. There is so much yet to happen, but there's so much that's already taken place. And we're just here as a spectator, aren't we? Watching it unravel. It was interesting to see the Korean leader meeting up with Putin. Now let's establish a fact or two. All you that study the scriptures, all you theologians out there that have looked into the scriptures all your years, and from your knowledge of Revelation, which is a very fascinating book of the Bible, isn't it? So from all your knowledge, do you believe that Russia is that king of the north? The book of Daniel? Well, if it is and you believe that, did you not find it interesting that North Korea has decided that they would be an ally? So they've formed an alliance, and that's just one country that has openly gone on record now to say that they're going to stand against the imperialist being the United States, Great Britain, all of us. We are the imperialist. That's what Kim Jong-un was referring to. So he is going to support Russia no matter what. And Russia's going to obviously make sure that his people don't go starving in return for something that Kim can provide. That's how it works, isn't it, at that level? They were just sharing toys, weren't they? You know, Putin was saying, look at this is a Russian-made limousine, you know, the very best that Russia can offer. And probably Kim will order about half a dozen of them for himself and his top generals. But the book of Daniel is quite clear about one thing, and that is that the King of the North will be effectively joined in an alliance by at least two other powerful nations. So my guess is, and yes, it is a guess, but there's nothing wrong with having a guess here and there, probably Iran, because Iran have always considered the United States to be their enemy, and I don't see how they can ever patch it up with them down this late stage. And the other, you have to put a bit of a question mark on this next one, but when push comes to shove, they're certainly not going to be siding with the United States or the NATO forces, and that has to be China. China's not likely, are they, to form an alliance with America? So I would expect that China will make a move. Maybe the Taiwan situation will be the start of their move for world dominance, because that's what it's all about. The book of Daniel and the book of Ezekiel, they touch upon the fact that there's this great big power struggle right in the last days between the two superpowers, the King of the North, the King of the South. And this power struggle is because there has been an imbalance for so long, tipping to the side of Anglo-America. They've had the upper hand, and China and Russia don't like it. It's just that only Russia has gone on record, and now North Korea have gone on record to say that they're fighting against imperialist. Well, we'll have to see where that goes from now on. But it certainly creates a new situation, because the moment that China declare their alliance to Russia, the moment that happens, then NATO will, well, what do you think they'll do? Do you think they'll just ignore it? Or do you think this will lead to something, the last war, the third and final war? I'm a bit tired, people. I've been working my cotton socks off all week, and I've just been on a call out to a place called Beverley that's just in the Humberside area on the east coast of England. If you've ever been there, it's quite a nice little town. And so I'm so tired, but I'm so concerned. And I will also find some time later to keep an eye on the rugby, because I like my rugby. And between looking into the scriptures and delving into what I know to be the signs of the last days, and I'm hoping that you'll all agree yourself that the composite sign is starting to look good, or bad, for those that are on the receiving end of judgment, but certainly good for those that are waiting for salvation. They will see it as a very, very good thing when they see the composite sign. And of course that means that we're getting closer to the actual situation where the nations will have to be told that their time is coming to an abrupt end, and they're going to be superseded by a new authority, and that's God's Messianic kingdom. That is the new authority. That will be the ruling authority that takes down all man-made political and military powers. Will I see it? I hope so. I'd love to see it. It would be scary, for sure. I'd be petrified when it happens. But it would be nice if I could just have some closure on that. That's all I want now, a bit of closure. To see all these corrupt system that we've lived in for so long, to see it just toppled with the greatest amount of ease, with no real effort from God's Messianic kingdom. So I'm going to continue to support God's Messianic kingdom, and I'm going to continue to support anybody else that is promoting it, no matter who you are. If you're supporting the kingdom, then as far as I'm concerned, you're doing the right thing. And now it's time for a cup of tea.